Hello everybody, this is Claire Van Steenwyk coming to you from my office in Sun City West, my Sun City West home actually. I want to talk to you a little bit about today about everything that's going on with the audits here in Arizona. It's almost like a comedy of errors by almost everybody involved. I'm finding it really quite fascinating that county officials, our supervisors, and our new county recorder have decided that we have no business even wanting an audit, and that the elections are really great. And the only really problem was the one a couple of years ago was in 2016. There was questions about that one, and they've kind of solved all these problems. And I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Myself and my wife have lived here almost 15 years now, and I've watched every election since the first one in 2008 when we first got here. We got here in 2007. I have never seen one election that I thought was all right. They have the ballot harvesting, the registering voters the way they do. Now this new cycle, they've had people register on the state form, and because they leave off one little thing, they transfer them over to the federal form so they can be federal only voters. They still have ballot harvesting going on like it's crazy, and people say nothing about it. They act like it doesn't happen, and they say, we've run them really well. Well, how do you run them really well when people can bring 5, 10, 15, 500 ballots into a polling place and drop them off? How do you consider that running very well? How do you think that makes voters feel? I vote one time, I have one ballot, but some doofus can bring in a whole container of ballots, maybe 300, 400 in a box, and bring in 4 or 5 boxes, because my wife and myself have seen him do this, and no one thinks a thing of it. Because here's the kicker. They all say, well, yeah, you can bring in a ballot if it's a relative of yours or you're a caregiver, but you don't have to prove you're a relative, and you don't have to prove you're a caregiver, and there's no limit on how many you can bring in. How does that happen? And the new system they're using now, where they can transfer someone who files a registration form on a state form, and because they don't put something in, our Secretary of State automatically transfers them to a federal form. Our federal election voters only, federal election only voters, have gone nuts, up to 35,000 in the whole state. Now there's only 4,000 from my information from the Secretary of State's office in the whole state, except for Maricopa and I think it's Pima County. Those two carry the other 31,000, and they've informed me that they, for the most part, have no information on any kind of information on who those 31,000 are, because the county recorder doesn't really give it to them. So how's this happening? And now if you go on the Secretary of State's office and you want to file on a federal only form, you can do that too. This last election was run terribly. We have county recorders defending county supervisors, and the gentleman in that office wasn't in office during the last election cycle. He was running for office, so he has no idea of what was really going on in all of the polling places. He didn't set it up, is what I'm trying to say. But he's now defending the supervisors of what they say and what they want to do. I don't know who he works for, whether he works for the people of Maricopa County or he works for the supervisors. I realize the supervisors have some say over the elections, but they cannot tell the county recorder really what to do. If they want to take the elections totally from him, they can do that, but they can't tell him what to do. And he needs to understand there's only 5 county supervisors and only 4 of them are Republicans, so that's only 4 votes. He better start figuring out that he works for the voters of Maricopa County and not for the supervisors of Maricopa County. They don't count in this. He needs to serve us. So do the county supervisors. We want an audit. We all do. Whether it's going to make any difference at this point or not, I don't know. I can't say. I have my doubts. But we still want it. And for the county supervisors to say, well, we don't have the password. And Dominion, that's their property anyway. Who the hell are they defending? And what is it they're afraid of? If everything they did was so right, why are they so afraid of an audit? Why is it they don't want us to see what really went on? What really did go on? And it's kind of strange for me, considering President Trump lost, Joe Biden, they say, won, but the county supervisors don't want to know how it happened. And most people in the state believe it happened right here in Maricopa County, and I happen to share that belief. So once again, this goes down to who do they serve? And I believe this is really what this really boils down to. You have America First people throughout this nation, some are Republicans, some are independent. You even have some Democrats I've run into that believe in this. Some are libertarians. And then you have everyone else. And as I've stated before, in the Republican Party, you have what they call rhinos, or the liberal wing of the party. You have moderates, you have conservatives, and then you have constitutional people that basically just look at the Constitution and say, follow that. Most of which the elected people in the state don't do until they get some pressure. So what I'm asking all of you to do is take real heed of what's going on here. Look at these county supervisors and your new recorder that in 4 years is up for re-election, and start figuring out what you're going to do. Because if this is the kind of service we're going to get, then we need to do a lot of changing in 2022. I believe we need to do a clean sweep personally. I don't want to vote for any incumbent that's running for anything, including the ones that are running to be promoted. Like what I've always said was going to happen with Present Secretary of Treasury Yee now announcing she's running for governor. That's no shock to me. I knew that's what she was going to do when she ran for treasurer. I wouldn't vote for that woman on a bet. She worked for Schwarzenegger in California and thought he was a great governor. I don't know how you come to that conclusion if you're really a Republican, but she had that one and she said so publicly at several meetings. I don't trust her any more than I do Doug Ducey. We need to start cleaning house, and we need to do it in 2022. And what's going on at our county level with our county supervisor and our county recorders and some of our state and representatives and senators, the way they're treating this whole thing, I hope the voters wake up to realize we need to get rid of these people. And I'm hoping, I've sent a message to some people, I'm hoping that we can set up some kind of vetting groups throughout the state. A couple of people from every LD in the state need to come to some meetings so we can start vetting people that are going to be running for office, because we need to get some good candidates. I've already heard a couple comments on different Facebook pages about, we don't need to have all this infighting saying who's bad and good. We need to get the best thing we can. That's what we've been doing for decades now. The better of two evils. It doesn't work. There's no good in evil. You can't vote for an evil Republican and expect good turnout. It doesn't work very well. Look at Romney. Look at McCain. Look at Flake. Look at McConnell. Look at McCarthy. My God, look at Murkowski out of Alaska. Look at Collins. Look at Sass. Look at a lot of these people and try to understand what the hell is going on. These are the better of two evil that they've been feeding you for decades. It's time to just find people that are good, honest Americans that want to serve our country. That want to serve our country. That some people may not even like a great deal. But once again, I try to remind you, this isn't the senior prom. You need to vote for somebody who will serve us, not somebody who will kiss up to us. We have enough kiss-ups in office already. But keep in mind, what these county supervisors and the recorder are trying to pull isn't what we want. We want what we want. We are the people, and we demand the audit, and we demand it be completed, and we demand that they keep their mouths shut, sit down, and do what they're told by us, the voter. I want to thank you for listening to this program. By the way, this evening I'm going to be at the Sundial Center in Sun City at the Sun City Republican Club. I believe it starts at 6:30, and I invite anybody who sees this to come on by. We need to stop these people. We really do. But it's going to take all of us. Not only in Arizona, but across the country, and any of us that are outside the country. We have to stop these people. They are domestic enemies. They are domestic enemies. That's what they are when they infringe on our rights and our need to know. All right? What's wrong with exposing what's going on so we can clean it up? After all, you can't clean a house if you can't see the dirt. All right? God bless you. Have a great day. And remember, we the people are the ones that rule this country, not those the politicians. God bless you. Have a great day. Keep us in your prayers, and we'll keep you in ours. Bye for now.